in, Cowboys Nation, the Cowboy Game Day Live, the halftime show brought to you by Dave's Hot Chicken, America's favorite chicken for America's favorite team. The Cowboys down 14-6 to the Eagles in a competitive first half, but also you kind of got to laugh at some things, and we'll talk about it a little bit here in this first half. But again, the Cowboys down by 8 points, and it could be either way, really. The Cowboys could be down more, or this game could be tied or close to it if certain different things went a different way. But I mean, talk about a roller coaster of a first half, Jesse, where I have to laugh at some of this stuff. You're a leading rusher, and Rico Dowdle, who is having a fantastic first half, right? Averaging 5 yards per carry on 10 carries. He's averaging 3 more yards per carry than you are throwing the ball in the air. I repeat, that is not a misspoken typo. You're averaging 2 yards per attempt through the air. You're averaging 5 yards per carry to Rico Dowdle. And I get it. Z came back. He's the red zone guy. But Rico gets you down there. You're around the 10-yard line. They give it to Zeke. He fumbles the ball in the end zone. They recover it. Fortunately, you get the ball back, but they kick a field goal. Then before that, Cooper Rush drops a routine snap. I mean, just a comedy of errors for the Cowboys in a half where your defense was fighting their asses off until the levees seemed like they started to break, and unfortunately the Eagles get the ball, and if they go down and score, the levees are fully broken. Yeah, I said to you literally right before we were about to come on, I think we in this game right now might have the 2 most incompetent offensive coordinators in the National Football League. Yeah. Let's start with Michael from Pittsburgh. Michael McCarthy right now, his quarterback, Cooper Rush, is 8 for 17 for 36 yards. Jesse, we talked about this behind the scenes. It's a different ball game, Cowboy fans, than going out there when you're down 2 possessions with 3 minutes to go and you're just throwing the ball against a team that knows it's over. But they told you on my timeline that this might be a better quarterback for this. That's what they told you. They said he the better fit. That's what they told you. That's what they told me, yeah. But Cooper Rush is 8 for 17 for 36 total American football yards. American football yards. That is 2.1 yards a carry. And Michael from Pittsburgh continues to try to pass the ball. Your running back, Rico Dowdle, right now is 10 carries for 50 yards, averaging 5 yards a carry. And you won't give him the football when you're on the 2-yard line. Make it make sense. Then you flip over to the other side. Kellen Moore. Kellen is helping us out. Kellen, thank you. You are the mole. You are the secret agent. You are the Trojan horse. You're going up against the worst run defense in the National Football League. Your running back arguably may be the second best running back in the league. You feel how you feel, maybe first and second, maybe 1A, 1B between him and Mark Henry. And he has 6 carries in the entire first half for 23 yards. And Jalen Hurts has as many carries. Jalen Hurts, and you refuse. And then Michael Zimmer from Illinois is lining up in man. He's just blitzing the hell out of you. Yeah. And you're throwing moon balls. You've thrown moon ball after moon ball after moon ball, and I screamed at you. I said, "What is he doing?" Throw a slant. I said, "Throw a slant." Very next play, he throws the slant. It goes for like I don't know what AJ yards or whatever AJ had that 30. It went for 30 yards. Yeah. And I'm like, they're lining up in it. They're not disguising it. No. They're not coming late to it. They're lining up with man-free safety, and instead of you saying, "Oh, let's just run the hot route, run the slant right in front of me, quick throw, easy throw, make it." I'll take my chances with AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, whoever's going to be on Carson. I'll take my chances on that side. Yeah, I mean they're not covering well, and you refuse, and you're trying to now. Jalen Hurts has 1 interception and has been sacked 5 times. That's crazy. He's been sacked 5 times in the first half of
46 yards and has an interception. And you continue to line him up when Zimmer has already showed his hand and said, I am going to, well, you know what, Kellen Moore, not my team. Keep doing what you're doing, buddy. Thank you. Thank you for allowing this game to be closer than what it should be.
Yeah, we keep looking at each other like, I guess. I mean, now, I don't know. We can't hear. They don't have the audio here. I don't know if something's wrong with Saquon's hand from that fumble or arm when he tried to go in and get it. I have no idea.
There wasn't nothing wrong with his arm in the first quarter. But before that, right now, Saquon should be around 12 to 15 carries right now.
I agree. But if they want to keep doing that, the best chance for the Cowboys to do something and get turnovers is what he's doing. Dropping back and throwing because Micah's back.
Oh, he has an interception and a fumble. And been sacked 5 times.
And that only happens when you drop back constantly over and over and over again. And positively speaking here on the defensive side of the ball, overshones all over the place.
Everywhere.
Michael Parsons has made his presence felt. I think he has 2 sacks in this game, a sack fumble, and he's being difficult. But then also there's the ups and there's the downs with young players. You were talking about how, man, we both love Overshown. We think there's a high ceiling for Overshown, but
ceiling is the roof.
Right now, he's what we call in basketball world, he's OC.
Yep.
He's out of control, and that happens a lot with young players. But you got to know who you're playing against. We're going against a Jalen Hurts. You can't just go in there free, willy-nilly, out of control. You got to break down. Yep. And if he breaks down on that last play, he sacks him. It's a sack. But he flew in there, and as much as we love that he plays with his hair on fire, he steps up and they score a touchdown, and now this game is 14-6.
Yeah, and that's one of those plays when you go back to the front and you go, young fella, you did everything right.
Yeah.
You did everything right up until you got to him. You got to understand, KYP, know your personnel, right?
Yeah.
Know that this guy is athletic. He can sidestep you. He's not going to go to just break down. Just break down, see what you're hitting, and then hit it. Don't just go in there with just a loose cannon. There's times for that. But when you're going up against a player of this caliber of Jalen Hurts' athletic ability and his run ability, hey, when you get there, just break down, see what you're hitting, make the tackle.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, if you do that, then maybe you prevent a touchdown. But I don't want to.
No, we don't want to get on him too. He has 9 tackles in this.
He's been everywhere.
He's on pace for almost 20 tackles.
He's been everywhere.
2 sacks. I mean, he could finish with it. We said smash the higher. If you were playing Underdog Fantasy, like we said in the pregame show, smash the higher on that, and he's already has 2. Micah has 2, and Lawson and Osa Digizua combined for a sack to make 5 sacks. I mean, if you would have told me, it's so funny because we talked about how, hey, Cooper rushed the quarterback, but that defense ain't walking through the door. That defense did walk through the door a little bit. 2 turnovers and 5 sacks. That's a 2022 defense.
And that's what you needed. Like, if you needed anything for Cooper Rush, you needed a defense that was going to be able to create turnovers, create sacks, create havoc. And honestly, they've done that in the first half.
They've done that.
And again, I think Philadelphia offensively has helped in the hand of giving that to them, but they've done what you couldn't have asked for more, right? Of course, man, I would have loved for Leah Fowl to be able to pick it up and go score a touchdown, right? Of course, but you can't ask for an interception.
I mean, you got it at the 2-yard line.
You cannot ask for more from this defense. This defense has given you every opportunity to be winning in this football game. They set you up multiple times to go out there and to be ahead, or at least closer than what you are in this football game. Offensively, you didn't give yourself a chance.
You have to. I mean, look, Jesse, I understand we're early in this situation, but I feel like you have to do something with Trey in the second half. You have no life,
and maybe
offensively, except for Rico Dowdle. Cooper Rush looks. Honestly, for the first time, Cooper Rush looks like he's seeing ghosts. Like, usually he's kind of even kill and he's just whatever, right? He looks like, man, I don't know what the hell is going on out here. And he's throwing balls. They're getting smacked at the line. They're behind. We're throwing passes into the sun. It's just
shout out to those curtains that Jerry won't put up in AT&T.
Put the damn curtains up. Like, what are we doing? I would try to do some Trey Lance things in the second half, just especially in the red zone, because you have no life. You literally are better off handing the ball off than throwing it right now.
And this comes into play when you talk about a guy who hasn't had any preseason rep. And the throws that you're seeing him not be able to complete, are the throws where, hey, you got to throw to where he's going, not where he's at. And he's like when the ball is leaving his hands, he's throwing it to a stationary place, to a target that's moving. So for Cooper Rush, he has to have that anticipation. You know what that comes with? That comes with reps. That comes with being able to see that in practice and in games, to know, okay, now, yeah, he's open now, but he's not stationary open. He's moving left or right. I got to be able to throw it to where he's going to be with the level of anticipation that's seeing the whole field. Because what you don't want to do now is start leading in the guys and, oh, by the way, I didn't see that quarterback sinking, or I didn't see that robber or that rat player, and now it's an interception. So for Cooper Rush, it has to be, okay, I got to take a deep breath, see where I want to throw the ball, and make sure I'm not throwing into a trap, because sometimes they'll give you the illusion that it's open
in the second half,
and then now guys have fallen off a route or is in a robber position, and now they come once you let the ball intercept it. So that all comes to play with the reps that you get, being able to see that.
Yeah, it's concerning to me because this is we talked about it in the pregame. This is a defense that'll give you the easy stuff. Yeah. He's not even making the easy throws. Yeah. And so we got to get back to scheming now. What I say? We need to creatively take the profit.
Yes.
Right. We're not doing that. And it's not like the pass rush is crazy. It's not getting there. You're running the ball well. It's just something is not there. There's a level of complementary to this game that's not there. Usually it's the run game.
Yeah.
It's not the pass game that's not complimentary. It's the run game that's not complimentary. This is why I think you have to at least try to get some juice. We joke about the water pistol arm. Dude, these throws where he's throwing it past 2-3 yards, it looks bad. Like it looks like there's nothing on the ball. There's no zip to it. There's no urgency to it. And if he doesn't get some of that, there's going to be a pick in this game where he almost had a couple. So I think they got to mix in Trey in the second half to get some pop on this offense, because it looks worse than we thought. We thought the offense looked bad during Dak, right? It looks worse in this game. So I think they have to do something more Rico, more. I don't care if it's got to be a screen, and more obviously get the ball to CeeDee Lamb as fast as you possibly can. And I say mix in some Trey Lance, man.
Yeah. To your point about being creative and taking the profit, in the words of the great Mike Marks, you never go broke taking profit.
No.
You never go broke taking profit. So, hey, get it out there to those guys. Let those guys be the playmakers. Let those guys work in space. Yeah. So take the profit, get those guys the ball right now, and see if you can't put something together in the second half.
Indeed. All right, we will see you guys in the post-game show. Right now, it's still close, but the Eagles do get the ball coming out at half, and the Cowboys have been one of the worst third-quarter defense. Well, teams. One of the worst third-quarter teams. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, though, this defense has turned the ball over, and it is Tony. Remember, I couldn't tell you.
You used to call it. He said, "You start writing on the board."
Tony. He keeps trying to predict the play.
Yeah, Tony got a little tan. Tony been out.